All right, so mining is making a comeback in space. And I know I'm not an astronaut. I can't really say this as a professional, but I'm going to convince you in 5 minutes that this is actually happening, and it's really scary. So mining is not really a problem right now. We're doing plenty fine, pulling a lot of stuff out of the earth. I mean, these numbers are really huge, but that's not the problem. The problem here is that, well, it's coming out of the earth, okay? And the earth is only so big. I know we live here, maybe you recognize it, but we're gonna have 9 billion, almost 10 billion people by 2049. The old girl is getting tired. So what are we gonna do about this? Let's go into space. Well, there's a problem here. When you go into something like the ISS, you may recognize this guy on the right. His name is Scott Kelly. He's an astronaut who lived a year in space. He came back to Earth and he was messed up. We don't do good without gravity. So we need to create habitats that give us gravity, but they are huge. These are O'Neill cylinders. Look how big that is. Yes, that's like a little farm right down there. So how are you gonna do that? So if you've seen that movie Elysium, I know it's not a good movie, but anyway, it's a really big ring. And it would take a lot of material from Earth to get up there. That's not gonna work. 20,000 Falcon Heavies, Elon Musk will make a lot of money, you will not make it. So when I was a kid, there was this video game called Miner 2049er, and you were chasing around uranium and stuff like that. It kind of dates me because you can see how old it is. But I would propose we have a different Miner 2049er. Now, the moon is a good likely choice. It's pretty much the same material as Earth. That's cool. But it's different for us because now we have to throw it out of a gravity well. And that doesn't work as well because it takes resources. The asteroid belt is a prime target. And the reason being is because it's made up of all the material the solar system is made of and a lot more of it, and it's out in space already. So if you're building a space economy, there it is. Now, who's doing this? This is a list of companies that are fully funded and operational right now to mine asteroids. Surprise! And that flag, that's Luxembourg, the largest. The Duchy of Luxembourg is the largest funder of these projects. So the different kind of asteroids you're gonna find out there, 3 of them. There's a C-type asteroid that's got metal, organics, and water. We love water in space, and I'll explain that in a minute. But the metal, that's not as important here because we have the S-types, which contain platinum group metals. Now this is hilarious because there's one type of asteroid that's nothing but platinum group metals. That's a lot of platinum in space. But these are important for manufacturing, and I'll explain that in a minute too. The M-type is the juicy one. That is, M is for metal. We got iron, cobalt, and nickel. When you're building big things in space, those are 3 good ingredients to have, okay? And they're everywhere. There's more of this in space than anywhere. So water, why is it important? Because we can split it into oxygen and hydrogen, make fuel, and then we can also get air. This is like a convenience store in outer space. It's like pulling up to 7-Eleven. But that's really important because pulling water off the planet is no good. Platinum, on the other hand, we're not gonna bring it back to Earth. We'll crash the markets. But if you use it in manufacturing, these are all platinum group metals. These are things that, little tiny things in your iPhone that you didn't know were there, but they're really important. And then finally, metal. If you're forging metal in space, you can build things in space. And this is where the revolution is. It's not on Earth, it's out there. We will probably never see it, but our kids will, right? I hope. How are we gonna do this? All right, there's a few ways. First, we can take this really scary thing and go grab them and bring them back and process them. This is an actual project that NASA's gonna do to go retrieve an asteroid. This is gonna happen. Or we could do traditional. We can set up shaft mining. Shaft mining, put it on a rock, go get some metal, bring it up, probably water too. Or even more interesting is building things in situ. So for instance, when you're manufacturing things in space, you just go find a rock, mine the metals off of it, build what you need, move on to the next thing. This is the future of how we're gonna build things in space. And I wasn't so convinced until I dug into it more, and it's gonna happen. So let's do this. This is gonna happen. Let's do it for the old girl. Thank you.